to see, radio to TV. You know she putting in work like she clocked in. Celebrity guest, never guess who gon' drop in. Television's best like a S on the chest. Who's next? Say less, cause you rockin' with the best.
Mo clock, posted with the poster. When you turn on the radio, Mo clock, posted with the poster. When you turn on the radio, From the streets to the television, we keep it going, ain't no intermission. From the streets to the television, we keep it going, ain't no intermission.
Hey guys, what's up? It's your girl Mo Clark with the Post Up. Listen, everybody needs a theme song. Like seriously, it make me feel good. Like when my theme song come on, I feel like I turn into like the baby Sasha Fierce. You know what I'm saying? Like I legit, when my friend made this song, I would ride around in the car with it on repeat. Like I was ready to take the song on tour. I'm not gonna lie, just that one song, I was ready to take it on tour. But anyway, I got a special guest in the building. I'm super excited. I started following this young lady on TikTok, followed her on Instagram, and I discovered it was easier to get in touch with her on one and not the other. I'm not gonna tell y'all which one. So I thought her name was IndesKribeaBULL, which was logical. It made sense, right? And she said it's IndesKribeaBULL, which that's still logical and it does still make sense. So I'm gonna tell y'all a little bit about her and what she does right after Moments with Mo. So who the first? JoJo, hit me with my first story, cause I don't even know who it is. That's my first story. I don't think that's my first story though, JoJo. I sent you the wrong folder. Did I? I might have did that. Whoops.
I was about to say, dang, I finally know something.
That ain't right. Hold on. Let me make sure JoJo got the right folder, cause I know we ain't finna talk about no Flow Rider. What he done this week? I don't know what he done.
In court. He sued somebody, didn't he?
Did he?
I think so.
That was then. He won though.
Yeah,
that was
he
then.
won the lawsuit though.
Yeah, huh? You see it?
That's all I know.
It's 3/8. What's today? Oh, here we go. That's right. Okay, look. Okay, so I know you know this story. I don't know if you know this, people. Listen, this story is insane, okay? So you have these 4 people who take a trip to Mexico because the young lady, Latavia, wanted to do a BBL. I don't know. I've heard BBL. I've heard tummy tucks. At this point, it really doesn't matter. She was going to have a procedure done in Mexico. Mm-hmm. They got kidnapped Friday. This is what's shown on the video. They got kidnapped, all 4 of them, drug in a truck, and all of these things happened. Allegedly, because the Mexican cartel thought that they were Haitian drug dealers trying to impose upon their territory. Okay, so yesterday the news broke that 2 were found alive and 2 were deceased.
That's a lot of details.
Wait, we ain't done.
I just read the headline.
You ready for the rest? Buckle up. Here you go. Today it broke that Latavia, the girl who they jumped in the car and went with 6 years ago, was arrested for neglect of her 6 children because her 6 children tested positive for drugs. Wait a minute, you still with me? You still following? You still ready?
Please don't tell me there's more.
There is more. There is more. One of the guys that was killed, there was a 5th person involved. There was a young lady who they not saying if she was in the van or if she was in the hotel, but she was supposed to be the mistress of one of the guys that was killed. You ready? You still with me? Okay, cool.
This is so much.
What's your name?
This is so much.
Is this not IndesKribeaBULL? It fits, right?
This is IndesKribeaBULL for sure.
Okay. You ready? Put your seatbelt on. Here we go. Okay. Going again. All right. So they're saying that this really could have been a drug deal gone bad.
That's what I have seen on social media. I try to listen. I unfollow like blogs and stuff because I don't be wanting to
I know. And I
clutter my
understand.
timeline with any too much negativity. But prayers and thoughts to the people's family.
Prayers
I'm not
and
sure what was
thoughts.
going on, but that is a
Mm-mm.
wild ride of a story. So hopefully they can get some closure.
I'm
in that.
thinking the whole Haitian thing was because the two that got killed had dreads. I mean, that's the only thing I can think of, and they were black. I mean, but
I don't know.
seriously, this is what it is. And, you know, people are going back and forth. They're like, oh my God, why are you guys reporting this? Why are you guys bringing this up about the kids and the drugs? And let me just say, from a journalist standpoint, that's what we do. We do the research, we cover the story, because truth of the matter is, it may got something to do with it, and it may not got something to do with it. We just want to put it out there and let you guys know that this is what's out there. And so, you know, our thoughts and prayers are definitely with the family, because allegedly I'm hearing that one of the guys was either Latavia's brother or cousin that was killed in front of her. Ooh. That's a weird way to open this show, but let's go. Who next?
Yeah, that's a little heavy.
My bad. I'm sorry. I didn't have a way to order them.
My fault.
All right. T.I. versus Boosie in the great debate. Okay. Last time I talked about Boosie, I almost got in trouble. So I ain't going to, you know, I just want to be clear, Mr. Boosie, sir, man. This is just the media. This is what we're seeing in the media. Okay. Boosie decided that he does not want to release the album that he and T.I. have together, because T.I. made a statement in a previous interview that he said he pinned some charges on his dead cousin. Now, T.I. said that the cousin and he had this agreement when he was living that, hey, man, if I die and you get some charges, say I did it. You can't prosecute a dead man. Well, Boosie said that's still a snitch and that's a rat, and he don't like that. So Boosie and T.I. was going back and forth, which, again, indescribable bull. Because
Indescribable. Just one bull.
T.I. Oh, really? Okay.
Indescribable.
Well, it's still bull, but, you know, I got you. T.I. just released a song this week. Last Friday, over the weekend, something like that. Yeah, he has a song with Kevin Gates. So, playing devil's advocate here, what's a good way to drum up promo for yourself?
Now, see, that's not what I was gonna say. I feel like certain stuff like that come up. You know, people have their opinions, and when you, especially when it involves a deceased person, people can be really, really sensitive. People get emotional about stuff like that.
True that.
So I'm not saying that it's a marketing tactic. That's not what I'm saying. I just think that everybody gonna feel how they feel.
T.I. did this interview years ago. He did that interview years ago. I don't know where Boosie was, but Boosie just got wind of it. However, the drama between him and Boosie comes on the heels of a new single release and a concert.
Well, listen. All press is good press. Ain't that what they say?
Yeah.
I wouldn't know.
Hey, listen, T.I., we heard the song. You know, we seen the video. You dropped it off at Greg Street. Young Dro was in there messing them snacks up. I mean, I couldn't focus on the words of the song because I'm trying to figure out what Dro was eating. Was they like gummy bears or something? Because he was like deep into it. You know, I know that's not the purpose of the video, but I'm saying, you know, I still got a little beef with Dro.
They getting these days. They throwing whoever available. They gonna put them in there.
Okay, cool. Who next, JoJo? All right. Oh, my God. Okay, so this guy won a $2 billion Powerball. Mm-hmm. After taxes, he had $99.7 million left. That's a lot of money, right?
Yeah.
He decides to buy a mansion in Beverly Hills for $25 million. And now he's living next to celebrities. Investment or not investment?
There's not a celebrity that I want to live next to that bad.
Huh.
I would have paid off all my debt. I would have bought a bunch of rental properties. I would have probably bought a few businesses, and I would start traveling the world. But I don't need no $25 million mansion.
Sounds logical. You ready for this? You know I
There's
can't.
a twist, right?
You know I cannot take you on this trip without us going, you know, and sightseeing, right? You should have seen that coming, right? So, plot twist. The winner allegedly stole the ticket from his friend, and they finna go through litigation over the whole thing. Sorry, I just
we wouldn't need no attorney. He gonna have to meet me in the parking lot.
where do I come up with these things? Like I have outdone myself tonight. Really, I have with the tea. I have. Ooh. All right, so I guess I have to tell them next week what's going on with the friend and the ticket.
I would like an update.
You would like
I would need an update because I need to know how that went.
You know, everybody on social media like, oh my God, I can't believe he bought that mansion. He gonna be broke in 5 years trying to pay the property taxes and this and that. And then some people are saying it's a real estate investment because at the end of the day, when he goes to sell the house, he can get that money back plus some. I'm gonna say it's just gonna depend on the upkeep of the home in the area. You know what I'm saying? Because property value can go up or down.
Right.
And you know what happens when you start moving riffraff into the house. I mean, you know, personally, I don't want no all see-through house with the world saying I just want $2 billion, and you got a house with all glass, bro. Now that was the stupid part. You should have got some walls, but whatever. That's just my thing. Okay, that was Moments with Mo. Let's get into this interview. I'm excited. Cause you be on TikTok, you be making the songs, and I be feeling it, you know. Cause you be talking about the relationships, you be talking about I ain't going to work today, and it's a whole mood. It's how I feel. So before TikTok, where were you?
I'm not gonna say the place, but I definitely had a job.
Okay.
And so now people always ask me like, what would you be doing if you weren't, like creating content? And I'm like, I would be doing something else, but I would not be working for nobody. I just got tired of the white people firing me, to be honest. Like I had
that issue too?
Yeah, like after the third or fourth job, it gets kind of it's excessive, so like, tax time rolling around, you got like 8 W-2s, like it's just embarrassing, like at some point you got to grow up,
Right.
So I was working at a couple of sales companies. I've worked a lot of places. I've done retail, I've done food service, I've done call center. The people that sell like the knives in the middle of the Walmart and Costco. I did that one. And I ain't gonna lie, I quit the first day. As soon as I realized what I was doing, they told me it was inside sales. So I was thinking, okay, well, I'll be on the phone, talking. No, they said we're gonna put you inside Walmart. And so when I realized what I was doing, they was like, okay, so what do you think about the job? I said, this is great. I can't wait to come back. And they was like, oh, okay, yeah. So we're going to see you tomorrow. I was like, yeah. I went home. I blocked that man number so fast. I said, I'm not selling another piece of cutlery in this year of our Lord, whatever year it was.
Amen.
But I just, like, I think, I was just like a 20-something-year-old trying to find my way. And when I realized, I wasn't making, I was making ends meet. But, like when you making $40,000, that after taxes, that's like what, $1,100 every 2 months? I mean, every 2 weeks. So with that, one check got to go to rent, and then for the next 2 weeks, you gotta wing it until you get paid again. So I was like, it's got to be a way for me to. I got to find a way to do this. I could find a way to make $1,000 every 2 weeks, right?
Absolutely.
I could do that, and so started making content on social media. Found out there was a whole community of people that were doing it, and back in like the Vine days when you had 7 seconds to make a video, or Instagram when they only had 15 seconds to make a video, and you had to record the video in the app. You couldn't edit it. You had to time it just right. So I've been doing it since that long, and like it's been fun the whole way, but I will never, if I can avoid it, I will never work for anybody ever again.
I love it.
Ever
I love the
again.
growth, and it ain't nothing like getting your taxes and realizing you in poverty. Boy, that will humble
Listen
you.
here.
The whole time you think you out here balling, and then you do your taxes and you realize you in a certain tax bracket, and here you were the whole time talking about you didn't associate with the peasants, and you realize you are the peasant.
Exactly.
So you should have been talking to yourself, but it is what it is. So one thing I never did the whole Vine thing. Didn't even know about it. I actually started doing the TikTok thing with my kids. I found that it was a way to bond with my kids initially. Until I thought it was really fun, and I kept saying,
you gotta
do this TikTok with me, and they didn't want to be my TikTok friends no more. Right. My oldest daughter won't even follow. She done pre-blocked me on TikTok because she says it's a whole, we're not even on the same side of TikTok. Well, what side? I got one app. It's another app.
Listen, depending on what you watch, what you engage with, I was telling my folks the other day, you will end up on prison TikTok. You will be in there watching people cook noodles and make shanks and all types of stuff. It's the thing that I love about TikTok is it's not just entertainment. People are learning. They're being educated on TikTok about a lot of things, not just, like book smart kind of things, but like itemizing your hospital bill when you go to the emergency room so you don't have to pay the $5,000 that it costs to ride in the ambulance. Like just random stuff that you learn on TikTok.
Using CPN numbers to get apartments.
All of
I
that
saw
stuff.
That video.
All of that
the
stuff.
lady was very vocal. She said, look, we know what y'all doing, but make it realistic. Don't be saying you work at Wendy's making $75,000 and trying to get an apartment.
Exactly.
We know that's not real. So make it look, so it's good, both good and bad. So where do you actually draw your inspiration from? Because you talk about a lot of real life stuff, but you make it funny.
Yeah, I mean, well, some of it is my personal experiences, like especially when it comes to job stuff. Like we all have that one coworker who think they're the manager. You've been walking around the office meddling in everybody's cubicles for the last 2 hours. You ain't did no work. You running back to the boss snitching. Like you in everybody's business. We don't like you. When we get off at 5, we're gonna hang out without you. We whisper about you in the bathroom. So it's it's just relatable content. Sometimes it's other people's experiences. A lot of times I will create something and people will be in the comments like, oh my gosh, I did X, Y, and Z, and they tell me of course I would never put nobody like personal business out there, but people have stories, like relationships or something having to do with their kids or something having to do with their job. So all the time I'm creating content. I'm really just looking for what other people are talking about and as how it relates to me, because I'm a storyteller. That's what I do. I tell stories. So if there's a story to be told, I can make you laugh about it.
You can. My first favorite ones that I saw, I think you caught my attention with the whole, you finna fire me, ain't you?
Absolutely.
You gonna fire me.
And that's real, because I got fired a lot. That's real. My parents don't know this, but I got fired a lot. So they finding out right now in real time with everybody else.
Well, they ain't budged at all.
They know their child. They already know what time it is. Her mouth small. She don't like taking orders. You probably gonna fire her.
Blinked at all. I'm about to clap and make sure he's still over there looking, because daddy ain't blinked a lick, okay?
Listen, he know his child. Well, we done been through some things.
So, when it comes to family, so my thing is when it came to creating content, how on TikTok you have the voiceovers, right? It's not your voice,
Right.
But I've actually had my unfollow me because I did a TikTok where the person was cussing. And I was like, auntie, that ain't even my voice, though.
Right.
Like, I ain't say it.
She was like, but it looked like it, though.
Right. I appreciate that, because that means I was very great and convincing.
Her timing was impeccable.
If I made her unfollow me, that's amazing. I'm not even heartbroken about it. But when it comes to creating your content and your family being involved, have you gotten any backlash for anything you've done, or have they always been supportive along the way?
Well, I'm an adult now, so... But I also was raised by my parents. So it's a lot of things on social media that I'm never going to do because it wasn't acceptable when I was a child. It's not acceptable now. So every now and then I probably teeter on the edge, because my brain thinks of some crazy things. And if people are shocked by the things that they see on my social media, you'd be surprised what don't get posted, because the drafts are crazy.
Right.
But yeah, like I never have that issue, because when I create content, my goal is to always be genuine and authentic and true to who I am. So my intention is never to offend. I don't do stuff for shock value. I'm just being real.
Okay.
And a lot of people can relate to that.
So now that you're the Beyonce of the family, I'm just kidding. I'm sorry, family. Family, I am so
Woo,
sorry.
my cousin's gonna eat this interview up.
I'm so sorry, cousins. I hope I can still come to the cookout. I promise to bring the ice and the plates.
Oh my goodness.
And the foil. That's very important. The good foil, not the kind that tear up as soon as you. The good foil. What's the good foil?
Girl, look.
It's the one in the
Reynolds. I be doing Reynolds.
Reynolds. I'm gonna bring the Reynolds. So now that you're the Beyonce of the family, how is it like, being around the family? Do you always get let's do a TikTok together? Do you always get that? Or they pretty much
them people don't care about me.
Aw.
Them people, I don't. Listen, here's the thing. My family, I don't know how other people's families are, but we just family. Like when I go home, nobody treats me differently, and I appreciate that, because everywhere else I go, people know IndesKribeaBULL. But when I go home, I'm just Geraldine. And I like that. That's why I like going home, because I can just I can maybe crack inappropriate jokes. Me and my cousins can do some stuff we ain't got no business doing and try to hide it from my auntie, and something like that. So, I appreciate that at all. They don't treat me special at all. They, they still call me Dusty. We still be roasting each other. They don't cut me no breaks.
Aw. Oh, wish I need a new family. I'm hiring. If anybody, I'm hiring.
Got some cousins.
I mean, Trina
I got some
Braxton
cousins for
said she
sale,
was
you
gonna
know.
adopt me, but I don't know. She hasn't responded to my DM, so I don't know if she meant that or not. You think she meant it? You don't know?
Girl, I don't know. I don't want you to get slapped with no restraining order. So just be careful.
So
you
don't
know,
ask her anymore.
just be
Okay,
careful.
I won't ask her anymore.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
sorry,
easy,
Trina.
easy on the DMs.
Sorry,
not too
Trina.
much.
Your shoes were really cute, though. That was not me just being funny. They were really cute. So, is there anybody that you want to like work with because you do a lot of solo things on top of I don't want to say you're a brand ambassador because I don't think that's necessarily what it is, but you do have brands, that you promote and do all of that. So is there anybody that you want to work with, maybe a brand that you want to work with in the future?
So to be perfectly honest, like I don't really aspire to work with brands per se, but it's for like, cause I'm a songwriter. First, and a lot of people don't know that about me because they're too busy laughing at stuff on social media.
I didn't know either.
But that's what I do. I'm a singer and a songwriter. That's what I've always done. I've been doing it since I was a kid. So, like I would love to, like if Rihanna called me and say throw some makeup on, I'ma go. For Fenty, absolutely. But if she say, hey, I got this new track in, and I would love to work with you and maybe Timberland or Missy Elliott or Beyonce, of course, like we probably never get anything from Rihanna and Beyonce, but I mean, manifesting maybe, but yeah, those are some people. I mean, I would love to see it myself, but those are just some people I would love to work with.
If Beyonce been working with The Dream all these years.
Oh yeah, I would love to work with The Dream.
All these years.
Oh, and you know what?
Who would have thunk it?
Babyface.
I love Babyface.
Listen, because Babyface has classics from decades ago.
Babyface, he good with the songs, his dating life and his women.
But see, that ain't my business. I'm not there to discuss that. Mr. Kenneth, sir, I'm with the songwriting part. I don't care nothing about who you sleep with. It's not my business, sir.
Babyface, unfortunately, I'm on the other side of TikTok, so I'm gonna need to know who that white girl is. But that's a whole nother show.
It's not my business.
Whole nother show. So with the songwriting and you wanting to work with these people, what are you doing right now to actually push the songwriting? I mean, I know you have your TikToks, but outside of the TikToks and the Instagrams, like, are you marketing yourself to labels or, what's going on?
Right now, that is not a priority. I'm more focused on selecting songs and putting together like an EP or just like a small little short album just for me. Okay. Not necessarily to be, because it's not that I don't want to be signed to a label or anything, but if I do get brought on in any capacity, I just want to be a songwriter. I have no desire to be an artist.
Really?
I don't want to dance. I don't want to tour. I will write you a album. We can throw that joke on iTunes and call it a day. I tell people, like, it's not like in a.
Why would you not want to be an artist?
I don't like it's a lot of accessibility.
Mm-hmm.
And like my parents are here now, but I always tell people, like, I don't want to expose them to things, that they didn't sign up for. Absolutely. I signed up for this, and I do, I get it. People are like, oh, well, this is the life that you want. Absolutely not. People have the right to privacy and personal space, and just because you're a fan don't mean you can be weird.
And they are. And a lot of times I used to get, why I didn't post my kids on social media.
Because people are crazy.
People are weird, and I feel like you never know if a guy is looking at you or your child.
Exactly.
He might tell you he's looking at you and you start dating him and it goes left. But I just feel like, well, now the girls are older and, my son through marriage, he's 8. He I had to replace the girls. My son will do a TikTok just like that. He's in it. The girls, they like, oh my God, Mom, again? Why are you coming in my room? But the son, he's with it. So we often talk about like doing family projects and stuff like that. But people are weird, and I don't want to expose. I expose my mama though.
Well, mama be ready to, listen.
She be ready.
Long as she understand what goes into it. Because I've done content with my dad a little bit, and people think that he's hilarious. So, I don't mind doing that. That's his personality, though. I think if he could be a content creator, I think he'd do it. He'd be funny too. No, my mama is sneak funny. She's sneak funny. She don't let people know. Like, I always embarrass her when I do interviews, and I tell people that they think my mama is a nice, sweet lady who don't cause no mess. But you got to watch her. You got to watch her because she'll say something and make your head turn real quick.
Yeah, she was a little slick quick with that 40. Like she was really finna.
And you just got to watch her. My daddy is up there in your face with it. My mama, she watched, she observed.
So you got it both ways.
And then
you got it both ways.
I got a healthy balance. I can go with you, or I can just wait and see, and then okay, this what we gonna do.
I love that.
Yeah.
Well, I couldn't tell you didn't want to be an artist because you cracked me up with the songwriting, and I'm like, how does this girl come up with this stuff? Like, are you just sitting at home one day and you decide I'm just gonna write this down? Ooh, or does this ever happen? Because it happened to me all the time. I'm not famous for it yet because I can't never remember. I always write songs in my sleep, y'all. I do.
I believe
had
you.
a whole thing.
I believe you.
And then when I wake up, nothing.
Yeah, well, it's partially for me. It's a little bit of mental illness. I talk to myself a lot. You know, there's constantly voices in my head. You know, making songs sound different. And I got into the habit of every time something pops into my head, I just write it down. I have notes in my phone. You know, the iPhone lets you got know you could just scroll and scroll and scroll. I have notes. Some of them are pages. Some of them are just words. Some of them are a sentence or two, or just a song and a crazy lyric or something like that. And so it's just always, you know, or if I, you know, drive past, see somebody walking, doing something crazy, you know, crazy things happen everywhere. And so whenever the idea pops into my head, I just go ahead and write it down, and then, you know, kind of develop it later. But it's a lot of talking to myself. I work with my blinds up sometimes. I'm sure my neighbors think that I'm crazy. But yeah, I mean, it's fun though. I like to express my creativity in that way because can't nobody do it like me.
I love it. I'm not mad at it. You know what? When I was younger, I used to talk to myself too. You want me to tell you what I used to do?
Oh Lord, I'm scared.
Do you want to guess? Do you want it? It ain't no twist this time. But do you want to guess, or do you want me to tell you?
Okay, wait. Let me think. You used to talk to yourself as a child.
I did.
Did you used to interview yourself?
No.
Oh, okay.
But you are very, very close.
Okay. So did you do like press tours and stuff?
I thought I was Oprah.
Okay. You know what? But I can see that though, because you're now living in that. It makes sense.
I feel like it's walking in your purpose on purpose.
Absolutely. Right. Yeah, you knew as a child that you was going to be doing this.
I did.
And it ain't for nobody else to understand your vision except for you.
Absolutely right.
There we go.
I bet my parents, I'm an only child, so you know, my parents just kind of let me go with it. And then my grandma, she was like, well, you cool as long as you don't answer yourself. But I'm like, oh, my God, how am I going to be other people if I don't answer myself,
right.
Grandma? Duh.
It's kind of part of the recipe.
Yeah, you know, it is what it is. My grandma talked to herself. I don't know where she think I got it from, but it is what it is. So let me ask you, okay, you have all of this going on. Mm-hmm. How do you plan? How do you function with regular day-to-day stuff? I know it's a lot. I know. But I want you to tell the people how your a lot is a lot.
Child, listen, I'm hanging on by the grace of God.
Amen. Won't he do it?
I just wake up. I try to wake up early. The things that I know that I have to do for the day, I work best with a schedule. I need structure. Mm-hmm. So when I wake up in the morning, I do the same 3 or 4 things every morning before a certain time. Now, it might I might have to switch it up depending on what I got. Like if I like for this interview, I had to go get my lashes done or maybe get my nails done or something like that. So that will change.
Good. They're popping.
Thank you, girl. So that might change, you know, like how the progression of the day goes. But by a certain time, I want this, and this done because I know when 5 o'clock hit, just because I ain't working on job don't mean I ain't trying to stop. Absolutely. So the crazy thing about being an entrepreneur is sometimes you work the whole day, you know, 16, 20 hours. And then sometimes you wake up, you knock out one thing, you send an email, and you back on the couch by 10 a.m.
Absolutely. And
that's what we love. I love the, you know, like I like the freedom of it. When I do work, I work the way I want to work. And that's really beneficial for me, especially with the, you know, it's stressful. It's because it's all on me. You know, there's nobody else that can do this but me.
Absolutely.
So I got to have some kind of structure to get it done.
You know, I've heard people wanting to be entrepreneurs, you know, they think they do, and there's nothing wrong with it. But as far as me, I have the show, I have the boutique, I work a full-time job, I got 3 kids and 3 dogs and a husband, which is kind of like a bigger kid to pay the bills. But, you know, you have to be like, especially when it comes to the show, you have to be I did that. all the graphics behind us and all that. You do the graphics, you do the promo, you set up the interviews, you do all of this. And then with the boutique, I'm the model, I'm the graphic designer, I'm the this, I'm the that.
You wear a lot of hats.
You wear a lot of hats. And I feel like entrepreneurship is a field that people want to jump into, right? Because they see people social media, and a lot of people lie on social. Not you and not me, but a lot of people lie on social media. They don't show you the struggle. Yeah. Right? They show you the end game. The money, the models, the women, the liquor, whatever it is that they're showing you. And I think it really sucks. Yeah. So I love your content. I love my content. I love the fact that you're putting these songs out there. You're making it fun, but when people sit down and listen to it, I listen to you. I laugh at you too, but I listen to you first. And I go back and laugh.
I be trying to teach people something.
You do. You be learning them something today. Yeah. I appreciate that. You're amazing at what you do. So, any shows or anything like that coming in your near future?
Well, I have some interviews lined up, so I'm going to be releasing the details on social media. But I also have the Pearly Awards is coming up in June. That'll be in Decatur. So I haven't been doing a lot of hosting stuff. I'm just now getting my feet wet with that because I'm, like I be comfortable on the camera at the house. Right. So I'm just now letting people know, hey, you can consistently book me for things. I'll come host an event or, maybe do a few minutes of stand up. It just have to be right.
You can do stand up?
I can do a little stand up. I can do a little bit.
Okay.
I be telling people, though, stand-up is not the same as internet comedy. It ain't. And a lot of people, before they jump into it, people will come from social media and they'll think, oh, I could do 30 minutes. And I'll be like, no, it's a little more tedious than that.
Especially when you say something and you thought it was funny and you really busted
it. It was funny in your head.
And then you say it and they don't laugh and you're like, oh, my God, are they breathing?
Now you throw it off because you don't know where to go next.
Yeah.
Because now you're scrambling to recover. Yeah. Listen, the comedians done been there. We've now been there. So, it's not something that, like I said, I have a whole lot of practice with, but it's something that I kind of want to get into a little more. So
I can see you doing
I'm working on it. I like, people don't believe me when I say this, but I really like being behind the scenes. I really, if I could just have a production studio and tell everybody else what to do and the content to create, then that'd be great.
That would be great. You should do that. You should teach a content creating class. I think that would be fun.
I might do that.
I'll make everybody else's dreams come true, but
I might be able to do that.
You know what? I'm not going to lie. I wanted to interview you, and I wanted to interview Lene Monet, and I have successfully done that because you guys crack me up. You guys create the kind of content that when somebody's having a bad day, they can look at y'all and laugh. No offense.
No, I get it.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm funny looking.
They can. No, you're not funny looking. You know what? You did trip me out though when you did some TikTok where you left the room and you came back looking like this. I was like, who the hell knew? Who knew that this girl was a babe like this? She done came out and I was like, is that the same girl? I mean, she walked out the door and she came in the same door.
I just be doing my best. I get up every day and I create that content. But I try to look normal, like without the makeup and stuff. Because when people see me, because I go to the store in sweatpants and a T-shirt, and I need people to know, hey, I look the same.
I have caught my best husbands at Quick Trip dressed just like that. Dressed just like that.
The best husbands.
The best husbands at Quick Trip in sweats and no makeup.
That's
now,
when they holler the most.
Go without my eyebrows.
That's when they holler the most, though.
They do.
When you didn't put no thought into your appearance, they be coming out the woodworks.
I find that it's either when you're at the lowest of the totem pole or when you're at the top. Because when you go to Quick Trip in the mornings at 8 to get your coffee with your work clothes on and you're dressed up and you got your little kitten heels on, you catch you some good husbands then, too.
You know where else is a good place to find a man?
Where? I mean, no.
Well, I mean, not for her. Not for her specifically.
Not for me specifically.
You know what I'm saying? This is for the single ladies watching.
Right.
At home. A great place to find a husband. Listen, I'm not joking. Home Depot, 8 a.m. Saturday morning.
That's funny.
Saturday morning, 8 a.m. Home Depot.
You see JoJo's laughing. JoJo's laughing.
Because listen, they work Monday through Friday. But they got to finish that deck on Saturday
Listen.
because they having a get together Sunday.
Let me tell you something.
So 8 a.m. Saturday morning, the men gonna be there.
She don't even know, JoJo. I'm finna tell her. I'm finna just tell her, and it's gonna change her whole life. I appreciate that because my husband is a celebrity builder, and he stay in damn Home Depot. I'm sorry,
I
parents,
knew
I'm
it.
saying,
I knew
he
it.
stay in Home Depot.
I knew it.
And Lowe's, and he be in there making TikToks, and I be like, "Who you in there picking up that wood for? Like, stop it."
Right.
You know, the women always need something fixed, something break. Because I know how I was, and I would have gave that man a toilet tissue rack to hang up. Because it's very rare that you find handy men.
Look, I was telling my daddy the other day, they not built like that.
They
no
not
more.
built like that.
They can't change the tire. They can't do a whole lot of stuff. Not everybody, but you know, it's very
Tell your
common.
daddy.
It's
Daddy,
very
they don't make 'em
common.
like that no more.
They don't make them like that no more.
My father is deceased. He's been deceased for about 21 years, and I never knew what characteristics I wanted in a man until I never had them.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
stuff breaking under the sink, and I'm under there with, I can't get under the sink with this blowout. What's going to happen if the water shoot back and hit me?
I think in relationships we just want somebody to be useful is not a good term, but I think we want somebody who can benefit.
The Bible says you are supposed to marry your helpmate. One of the two is one of them, mate or meet, the same thing. They are supposed to be strong in the areas that you are weak in, and vice versa.
Yeah.
They're not supposed to complete you. You're supposed to already be complete.
You're supposed to be complimentary, yeah.
Add to it.
Yeah.
Not subtract from it.
That's why I say I just want somebody that I could benefit from being with. I don't want to be somebody that's draining.
How would that be like for you dating? Because you get a lot of likes, you get a lot of views, and you're pretty, and the guys always say they can handle it. They not worried. They got it. And then when they get you,
I ain't met one yet that can handle it.
I'm saying.
They don't like the attention.
Then as soon as they get mad, they going to say, you ain't even all that funny.
I'd be like, because somebody lying. I don't know. I just, I let people tell me what they can do.
Mm-hmm.
And then we see.
Mm-hmm.
Then we see. I'm a patient person in certain areas.
Mm-hmm.
So when it comes to relationships, like, I'm going to let you say whatever you say,
Mm-hmm.
but eventually you got to stand on it.
Mm-hmm.
If you can't stand on it, I don't know what to tell you, Doc. Like,
so you mentioned the whole, working when you want to work, but what would you say is your absolute favorite? Favorite is a word. It's going to be today, I think.
my favorite is.
What is your favoriteest thing about doing what you do?
I get to be myself.
Mm.
I don't have to pretend to be anything. It's comfortable. I love it.
You know what you should add to that?
What?
Making people like me laugh.
Oh, well, yeah, that's a given, though. Yeah, I love making people laugh.
We need that. Man.
But I get to do it, like on my own terms. There are a lot of people who create content and they struggle so much to emulate somebody else that they see. Now, because here's the thing. You can learn from people.
Mm-hmm.
You can be mentored. But it is not my job to walk so closely in your footsteps that
Absolutely.
I'm a mini you.
I had to, and it's nothing wrong. I love these people, right? But I had to unfollow certain content creators because I realized that I'm responsible for what I watch and what I look at and what I allow in my spirit, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there was a guy that I follow who dresses like a woman, like in real life. Not all the time, but sometimes. The one that play like he at McDonald's with anything else. You know what I'm talking about?
I would not know.
Okay, yeah. Okay, she don't know. But I know. That's why I didn't say his name. So I know. But I watched a live that he did one day, and he was saying something about a birthday or his birthday, and he misspoke. He did, because I was listening. And one of the fans said, they were just asking for clarity. They said, well, which is it? Is it this day or this day? And then he was like, well, I said. And I just thought that was horrible. It made me view him differently because if it weren't for these people liking you and supporting you and following your content, you wouldn't be getting a TikTok check.
Right.
And I just think it's important, I feel, that no matter what level you're at, I'm not going to say you remain humble, right? Because I've learned that humble means that you're dumbing yourself down for others. So I don't want to use that term. But I feel like it's important that you remain true to who you are and you don't go to Hollywood, right? Yeah. Because God can really knock you down. Yeah. And that can be a huge fall from grace.
It don't even be God. It be you.
Facts.
That's the bar for today. God don't be humbling people. People, they get too big for their britches. There's a difference between being confident and being cocky. Confidence says, I'm good at what I do.
Absolutely.
Cocky says, I'm better than you.
Absolutely. I agree.
And that's where people get in trouble because you already, there's no reason to compare. I tell people this all the time. There are plenty of people who do what I do on social media. They don't do it like me, but they get just as much money for it. They get booked just as many places for it. They get just as many followers for it. It's space for everybody.
Sure don't do it like you. Because it's only you and a guy that I've seen make songs, and he's in the skit with himself. He plays multiple people with himself, and it's not like you do. It's not original songs. He's like doing a cover. But it's you guys just crack me up. I love it. This is why people like you and some of the others, this is why we be in a chokehold at 2 a.m. in the morning on TikTok.
Girl, I don't even be up. Don't be watching my content at 2 a.m. because I be asleep.
I'ma do it.
Y'all better get some rest.
If you got it on there, I'ma watch it. Like, I can sit there and be watching a movie with my husband, but I'm scrolling TikTok. Laughing at TikTok. Yeah. He'll wake up first thing in the morning and he'll get on TikTok, and I can hear him laughing when I'm in the bathroom brushing my teeth. I'm like, dang, you on TikTok already?
I ain't even told God hey yet. I'll be like, just say thank you for waking me up first.
He
Lord.
might not have said hey. He may have gave him the head.
Yeah, okay.
Quicker.
As long as we acknowledge the Father.
You know,
God
got a DM too.
Oh, yeah.
You know, he got to evolve with the times as well.
Oh, you know.
You have been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
I'm excited. I can't wait to see what you do. I'm going to have to come to this stand-up, though, because I got to see.
Girl, we're going to
have to. No pressure.
We're going to have to book it.
No,
we're going to have to book it.
It's already booked.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to check my email when I leave here.
It's already booked.
It must be something waiting for me.
It must be. You just got to.
In Jesus' name.
The stuff be there. It be there. Amen. Amen. She gonna write for Beyonce. I'ma interview Beyonce, even though she ain't giving no interviews, because it's y'all. It's y'all. Y'all kept making fun of the way the girl talk.
Beyonce hates us.
She do.
She does.
Y'all act like it wasn't okay for her to talk hood. She hood. She has stayed true to being hood, kind of, sort of.
I don't blame her, though. I be like, listen, if I don't give you nothing to work with, you can't attack me. So.
That's true. That is very true.
But, I mean, she's still Beyonce,
Did you get tickets to the concert? Are you a beehiver?
I am a beehiver, but I also be having bills. So the way them ticket prices was set up, whatever streaming service she gonna put it on when they done, when the last chandelier drop, baby, I'll be on Netflix.
A true beehiver, because I'm still on the waiting list.
I ain't even signed up for nothing.
It's okay.
Listen, let me tell you, I'm a very reasonable person.
Yes.
It's only so much money I'm gonna spend for anything in any category at any time. I love Beyonce, but I'm gonna have to catch on HBO.
She gonna drop it right after the Dubai. You know we can't afford you after you went to Dubai.
Right, she counting on them taxes. Somebody got their refund check.
Did you know that?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll talk about that off air.
Because
the beehives aren't gonna attack me. They're not gonna do that. So I'll tell you offline. But she always come around tax time.
Yeah. She gonna get that refund check.
She gonna get it. Period. So, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. It's your girl, Mo Clark, with DaPost Up. Tell everybody where they can find you at.
Y'all can find me everywhere. I'm IndesKribeaBULL. IndesKribeaBULL. Everywhere. YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. Find me, tweet me, call me, beat me. Okay, I'm sorry. That was a little freestyle.
And I don't even know why JoJo zoomed out. Because I just got my hair freshly dyed and blowed out, and somebody is going to see this.
It's definitely given.
Okay.
It's given, yeah.
JoJo, say it again.
It's
given. Because you're not going to zoom out on my new friend.
JoJo tried you. He tried you, but it's given, though.
Okay.
It's given.
So, anyway, you follow me on IG at Miss Mo Clark or DaPost Up. That's DaPostup. You know, Jack is looking for new friends on Tinder and Christian Mingle.
Oh, Lord.
But if you can't find him there, you can find Status Network on IG. Good night. Now you
keep it posted. Gotta keep it posted. Gotta keep it posted. We got more Mo Clark, posted with the poster. When you turn on your radio, Mo Clark, posted with the poster. When you turn on your radio, from the streets to the television, we keep it going, ain't no intermission. From the streets to the television, we keep it going, ain't no intermission.
You know we poppin', just name a topic. Posted up like a palm tree in the tropic. Rozzy on the beat, make you wanna come and see. Mo to the C, radio to TV. You know she putting in work like she clocked in. Celebrity guest, never guess who gon' drop in. Television's best like a S on the chest. Who's next? Say less, cause you rockin' with the best.
Mo Clark, posted with the poster. When you turn on your radio, Mo Clark, posted with the poster. When you turn on your radio.